Nintendo just showed off a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake for the Switch 2. And I get it, people are hyped. I should be hyped too, but I'm not. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not enough. I love Zelda. I really do. I grew up on this game. The N64, GameCube, Wii, the 3DS. I played Ocarina of Time more times than I can count. I've done everything in it. Every temple, every secret, everything. I love this game. But I need to be honest, a Zelda remake alone is not making me spend $400 on a Switch 2. And I know that's going to sound crazy to some people because Ocarina of Time isn't just a good game, it's one of the greatest games ever made. But here's the thing, it's also been released on almost every Nintendo console for the last 2 decades. Same thing can be said about the Star Fox announcement. So at a certain point, nostalgia alone stops being a reason to upgrade hardware. So today I want to talk about something different. The games that would actually make me buy a Nintendo Switch 2. Not the safe picks, not the, oh cool, Mario Kart again. No, not another remaster of something that we've all already played. I'm talking about the deep cuts in Nintendo's back catalog. The games that, if they got announced tomorrow, would make me say, all right, I'm buying this console today. So let's get into it. First game on my list, and this is one that I don't hear enough people talking about. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, GameCube, 2002. First Nintendo game to ever get a mature rating from the ESRB. It sold under 500,000 copies. So the majority of people watching this right now have never played it. Not because it was bad, but because nobody knew it existed. Here's what made it special. Your character has a sanity meter. When it drops, the game stops playing fair. It shows you a fake blue screen of death. It pretends to delete your save file. The character's head falls off mid cutscene and starts reciting Shakespeare. The volume bar on your TV slowly creeps down to 0. The first time it happened to me, I thought that my GameCube was broken. I was about to call somebody. Dad, the TV's broken! Now put that on the Switch 2 with modern hardware. They could fake a controller disconnect, fake a system notification, make it look like the entire console just crashed. The fourth wall breaks that were impressive in 2002 would be completely unhinged in current technology. That's not just a remake, that's an experience that you cannot get on any other platform. That is a day one buy. Real quick, before I get into the rest of the list, a lot of these games I'm going to mention, some of you have never played them before. And with Switch 2 games running $70 to $80 a pop right now, you shouldn't have to gamble on something that you've never touched. And that's why we're working with GameFly. GameFly lets you rent games before you commit to buying them. Switch 2, Switch, Wii U, the DS, Game Boy Advance, 3DS, Wii, they've got you covered. You rent it, you play it, you finish it, you send it back. Or you can keep it if you love it. Right now you can get a 30-day free trial with our special link. So before you drop full price on anything, click the link below and actually know what you're buying before you buy it. All right, back to Nintendo. This next one is about a game that most people have never played. Not because it's bad, but because they literally cannot afford to. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, GameCube, 2005. Pull up eBay right now. A used copy runs $250 to $350. Sealed at $500 for a GameCube game from 2005. The reason is simple. Short production run, modest launch sales, and then Ike got into Smash Bros. Demand exploded overnight and the supply never caught up. So right now, your only real options are spend rent money on eBay or figure out emulation. I didn't tell you to do that. A proper remaster on Switch 2, same treatment that they gave Paper Mario, A Thousand Year Door. It fixes that overnight. You don't need to hunt for a disc. You don't need to spend $300 to play a 2005 GameCube game. You just buy it like a normal person. And while I'm in the JRPG territory, Chrono Trigger, yes! I know, it's been rumored for years, but I hear that there's been a leak and insiders are saying that Square Enix has something in development. We'll see. But yeah, the Dragon Quest creator, he basically winked at the camera when someone asked him about it on stream. If they bring Chrono Trigger to Switch 2 in HD 2D, the Octopath engine, I don't need to see anything else. that's a day one purchase. This next category is a little different. These games were already great. The hardware just couldn't keep up with them. Kid Icarus Uprising, directed by Masahiro Sakurai, a perfect 40 out of 40 from Famitsu, over 1 million copies sold. And Nintendo literally bundled a plastic stand in the box because the control scheme was so rough that your hands would actually cramp up mid-mission. You're moving with the left stick, you're aiming with the stylus on the touchscreen at the same time. Left-handed players basically couldn't play it without buying a separate peripheral. Whew. This game is a masterpiece trapped in a bad control scheme. The writing is hilarious, the pacing is great, the combat is genuinely creative, you just couldn't enjoy any of it comfortably. Put that on the Switch 2 with dual analog sticks, the gyro aiming, and now you have a completely different game. You're not just making it prettier, you're making it playable for the first time. Same conversation with F-Zero GX. Sega built that game for Nintendo in 2003, and it has never been topped as a futuristic racing game. The boost mechanic costs health, you can go faster, but you might explode doing it. There's actual risk. Modern racing games just don't do that. It's on Switch 2 now through the GameCube classic apps, which is fine, but a full remake with real online multiplayer, proper matchmaking, a track editor, that's a completely different conversation. Both of those, day one territory. This next one's for everyone who grew up on the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo DS. Super Metroid, 1994. Still one of the best games ever made. And there are credible leaks that say that Nintendo is working on a remake internally, a pixel art style, not full 3D, which is exactly the right call. You don't touch the physics of Super Metroid, you don't touch the map layout, you upgrade the lighting, you make it look incredible on a modern screen, and you leave everything else alone. That game invented an entire genre. Every indie Metroidvania style game that you've played in the last 10 years exists because of Super Metroid. It deserves to be experienced by people who weren't alive in 1994. And then there's Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. 12.5 million copies sold. 2 full regions, 16 gym badges, your Pokemon following you around the overworld. It's awesome. And they put a physical pedometer in the box, the Pokewalker. You remember that? So you could level up your Pokemon by walking around in real life. Dude, they put a pedometer in the box in 2009. Game Freak has not come close to that level of effort since then. And now a used copy costs $150 minimum because it's never been reprinted. A proper Switch 2 version, even a clean high definition port, would be the biggest Pokemon release in years. Game Freak wouldn't even have to build much from scratch. That is a day one purchase, no question. If Nintendo gave us any 2 of those, and we're having a completely different conversation. Give me 3 and I'm picking up a console today. Nintendo knows what's sitting in the back catalog. They've always known. They just need to actually use it. I want to root for y'all, but do better. So what do you think? Is there anything that I missed? Anything on your list that would make you want to purchase a Switch 2 console? Let me know down in the comments below. This is BB signing out, and I'll catch you on the next one.